Fala galera, beleza? Sejam todos bem-vindos ao BEMF GAMER RAIZ para darmos início aqui à nossa live de segunda-feira, 10 de julho de 2023, onde continuaremos a jogar Final Fantasy XVI. Então, para você que já vai chegando aí na live, eu te peço, deixe aí aquele like, se inscreve no canal caso ainda não esteja inscrito, ative as notificações e se você não é Nutella, é gamer raiz assim como eu, te convido a continuar a nossa jornada. E continuando aqui exatamente onde nós paramos no último vídeo, bora lá continuar, estamos na capital em direção ao quarto Cristal Matter e tá tendo aqui uma espécie de guerra civil, onde o Bahamut está atacando aqui a cidade. Então vamos ver o que vai nos acontecer, hein? O Clive queria uma oportunidade, para tentar atacar aqui o cristal. E, pelo visto, ele conseguiu. É um Lich, cara, agora que eu vi. O bicho ele é chato porque ele fica teletransportando. Ah, deixa eu testar minha nova habilidade aqui também. Vou emendar com um bancário aqui. Não, faz isso não. Elite derrotado, vamos continuar aqui subindo, como diz a Jill. É por aqui mesmo, né? Ok, postinha. Valente do relâmpago. E agora o Clive fica doido, hein? Fênix contra Bahamut?
Don't, Clive. It's too dangerous.
Hold on, Joshua! I'm coming! We have to save him.
And we will. We just need to keep moving.
Vou transformar em Ifrit. Ifrit Shiva.
Come again. Not now. Get him.
Minhas habilidades básicas. Pra cá? É.
What was that?
Ahmed, he'll kill us all. There he is. Joshua! I'm here, brother!
Clive. He can't hear you.
Joshua!
They're heading for the heart.
Then so should we.
Vamos acelerar aqui as coisas. Ah, tem mais.
Over here!
Quem tá conjurando? Sobe por aqui mesmo. Coveiro?
This one.
Droga, errei. Tomar um socão pra ficar esperto. Não! E agora, José?
those the council chambers? How are they still standing?
I don't know.
He'll be all right, Clive. He's a survivor.
We're getting close.
Outro. Ué, esse é o lobo das steppes?
It looks like somebody doesn't want us getting any closer.
I don't care what it wants.
Neither do I.
Parece o lobo de steppes.
Get him!
Tá penoso. Mais. Usa fogo e gelo. Bom, cara. Esse aqui é forte, viu? Ai. Isso doeu. Vai!
It's over.
Necrófago. Isso aqui é bom, hein? Steppenwolf derrotado.
These beasts. They're getting stronger.
We can think about them later. Right now, there's only one thing we need to focus on.
The heart.
Esse equipamento aqui que eu consegui. Vamos testar esse amuleto aqui.
We might be able to get up through the building.
It's worth a try.
Quiet. There's someone up there.
Is someone there?
Ih, rapaz, olha quem é.
It's you.
What happened here?
He tried to take him from me. Oh, my boy. My darling boy.
Is this the child you made with the Emperor? Why, Mother? Why did you betray us all?
You have no right. Answer him.
We took you in, savage. Show some respect for those who raised you. Honorable Elwyn, always thinking of his precious homeland. But what worth is a homeland in a world beset by the Blight?
Father did not seek to protect his country. He sought to protect his people.
A leader's duty is not to protect his people. It is to protect the source of his sovereignty. The noble blood that runs in his family's veins. So long as this bloodline remains unbroken, what does it matter if a nation falls? One can always found another. Unlike him, I did my duty. I preserved my line. I bore a son of the noblest blood, to whom the whole world might kneel. That is why I gave Rosaria to Sambrek, that I might join my line with the Lesages and birth a savior of this benighted land, blessed by both Bahamut and the Phoenix.
Tá doido?
You sold your country for a child.
Why did he need another? You had Joshua.
I had nothing. You were always your father's son, so very strong and bold and daring, and yet you failed to awaken. Would that Joshua had been granted 1/10 of your strength? Oh! How the nobles laughed that Elwyn's firstborn was surely the son of a concubine, and my own, not long for this world. The shame of it! The shame of being slandered by one's inferiors! How could you ever know how that feels? It should have been you! Why didn't the Phoenix choose you?
Joshua's every waking moment was spent trying to shoulder the burden that you and the Phoenix and the Duchy foisted on him. That's why I became his shield. To help bear the weight. But what did you do? You betrayed your own blood and surrendered your son to his fate!
Joshua, my darling boy. I never meant to hurt him. The soldiers' orders were clear. He was to be spared. Why did you survive when the only one I truly cared for died?
What? Have you not looked out of the window? Joshua is here! The Phoenix lives on! He's battling Bahamut as we speak!
Caraca. Reunião de família?
Joshua! Wake up! I am a shield of Rosaria. And I will do my duty.
What are you...
Caralho, mano. Calma aí, Joshua. Tem um Bahamut pra derrotar. Isso aqui eu chamo de um soco, hein? Mais de 400 mil de dano. Fênix voltou. É, 2 summons contra 1, acho que... Vamos lá, Hellfire. Ele aprendeu cospe chamas. Cospe chamas. Clive aprendeu a habilidade de Bahamut. Cospe chamas. Aí, aprendi a habilidade do Bahamut. Aperte R2 mais triângulo para deferir uma enorme torrente de chamas que queima tudo que tiver pela frente. Cospe chamas 2. A exposição prolongada às chamas fará os inimigos ficarem parcialmente atordoados, cancelando as habilidades iniciadas. Enquanto isso, manterá as chamas até a duração máxima delas, resultará em uma explosão finalizadora mais poderosa. Vamos ver isso na prática. Droga. Chupa essa manga. Pega flare. Liga a flama. Encarnando a Fênix novamente. Caraca, velho. Tá ficando difícil, hein? Joga não! Ixi. Contra-ataque.
Thank the Founder!
Parece que a verdadeira batalha vai começar agora, hein? Toma. Aí. matando. Teraflama.
We're not done yet.
Tá quase matando. Morreu?
Now, Joshua!
Besta, 3 milhões de dano.
What now?
This is drinking the ether.
We have to stop him.
Fala sério, velho. Recuperou a força dele? isso? Fizeram uma fusão? Era uma fusão mesmo. Phoenix City? Infritix? Qual é que é o nome dessa fusão?
Are you ready? Ready!
Fernando e Frit renascida. Os aprimorados de habilidades. Além de incêndio, e Frit renascido também tem a habilidade de velocidade da luz. Semelhante ao impulso fênico, permite se aproximar rapidamente de um alvo.
How can we hope to match such power? By trusting in our own.
Cara, tô tomando um... Cara, esse bicho tem muito HP, velho. Ele esqueceu aqui o movimento na velocidade da luz. Eu não ranquei nem metade do bicho ainda, velho. Metade da vida do bicho. Não! Que ataque é esse? Caralho! Essa me pegou. Agora eu te mato. Não? Cara, não morreu ainda? Acho que morreu, não é possível. Não morreu ainda?
What in the hell?
You would burn the world.
Zeta Flama. Vai destruir o planeta.
Not today. Come on, Joshua. This ends now.
Boa, 4 milhões de dano. Vamos na clave, absorve esse aí, hein? Acabou a fusão.
Dion! Joshua!
Clive!
My brother.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're alive. We both are. Nothing else matters. I never dared hope that I would see this day.
Reunited at last.
Jill.
Ah, que emocionante.
This is for my father! It is done. The demon that would tear our house apart is no more. Father.
The Mother Crystal. It's collapsing.
Right. We need to leave.
No. Wait. I owe him a debt.
Fine.
O elemento tá vivo? Isso, absorve o Bahamut. Esse que eu quero.
Report, Captain.
Can nothing be done to call them off?
I regret not, Your Radiance. The Dragoons answer to none but His Imperial Highness. The Council is powerless to intervene.
We're hearing reports of rebel
Madness is this, Theon.
throughout the neighboring districts.
Focus all efforts on extinguishing the fires around the capital. City can wait. Don't dally, man, go!
Your Radiance.
And I want you to find out about the Dalmek's movements.
By the light! Dion, have you taken leave of your senses? Call off the Dragoons at once!
Fear not. The populace will come to no harm at their hands. I am here to save you, Father.
Save me?
A creeping darkness hides in the heart of Sanbreque. It stems from your wife, the traitorous Annabella.
Not another word, Dion.
Father, though you may not see it, the darkness has taken hold of you. It has made you forget yourself. But I bid you remember, there was a time when you ruled not with cruelty, but with compassion. Why now do you turn your back on your people? Why now do you seek to stoke the fires of war? You too have borne witness to this change, Your Eminences. And you know, as well as I, who is responsible for it. A puppet now sits upon the throne, but cut his strings, and the master loses the power!
What?
Dion, you bear steel before your Emperor? Guards! Take him!
For every citizen who falls, another can be bred. For every home that burns, another can be built. Those were your words. But when the last of your citizens has fallen, and all of their homes have been reduced to ash, what will become of your empire, of its rulers, of your god? As the mother crystals crumble one by one, and the blight sweeps in to claim all that we hold dear, our people look to their emperor for protection. Yet he labors not to secure their futures, but to seize what is left of the twins for himself. Even if it should come at the cost of everything his loyal citizens have labored to build.
Dion, you must understand.
A small price to pay, is it not? You've been blessed with great power, Dion. Enough to win me the world. So go, claim Valisthea for me, brother.
É por isso que eu tava sujo de sangue.
Dion.
Guards! Guards!
Father.
Poor father. How he doted on his children. That he would die to protect me was plain. It was but a matter of when.
You planned this?
You did well to endure so long. But you broke in the end, as I knew you would. And now Muthos approaches. Put him to the proof. I would see if he breaks. Go, Bahamut. Kinslayer.
Not again.
Brother?
It's a long story.
You cannot stay here, Mother. Come. Take my hand.
Isso.
Get away from me! This is all just a dream, just a
doido.
dream! You will not take me, Shadow! You will not take me!
Ficou doida mesmo.
Mother.
If it is consciousness that weaves your wills together, consciousness that blurs the boundary between your own will and that of others, then we shall set you apart once more. The ties that bind you shall be severed, and humanity return to its proper place. By primogenesis shall a new age of reason begin.
Relax, Your Majesty.
Tempo depois. Ué. Mas não estava morta?
Don't you want to play? It's been a long time.
Benedicta.
That is your wish.
Men, you are as meek as all the others.
Such feeble creatures. Gifted the power of icons, yet slaves to fickle emotions which usher you to your doom.
And so you bind your fragile wills with strands of consciousness. The wretched handiwork of a wretched people.
The sons of fire were united at last, and for but a moment, their flame burned bright.
Ah tá, é o último.
Soon, Mythos shall become our perfect vessel.
And then shall the world be remade.
Not before the bonds are severed, of trust, of respect, of love. Only when every strand of consciousness is cut away, may Mythos return to our side. By primogenesis shall all be undone. Mankind shall be rid of his wretchedness, and Mythos of his will. But while he yet clings to it, he has the power to forge bonds anew. And so we bid you, find Mythos, and sever everyone.
To destroy that which has no physical form, you ask the impossible.
There is nothing your black blade cannot cut, Odin. We shall unite with Mythos, and bring forth a new world. So long as our vessel remains unclaimed by humanity.
It shall be done, Master. My will is yours.
Cara louco. É uns feitiços meio estranhos esse aqui, hein?
How is your brother?
Asleep since I returned from the Dominion. Taya says he should be back on his feet soon enough. For a while, at least. She discovered something on his chest. A swelling, circled in stone.
The curse. For every mountain we climb, another rises up to greet us, doesn't it?
It's never ending. Even the sky seems to have grown tired of it all.
Finale a Piore. Poder da Luz. Clive adquiriu uma porção da essência do Econ Bahamut. Incorporar Bahamut não apenas muda o aspecto elemental dos feitiços e ataques mágicos de Clive, como também dá acesso a diversas habilidades icônicas, como o Impulso, que cria múltiplas esferas de luz que cercam o alvo e causam dano contínuo. Olha, criei asas. Use o talento icônico Asas de Luz de Bahamut para conjurar Mega Flama. Opa! Feitiço imensamente poderoso que lança sobre os inimigos uma chuva de luz ardente. Quanto mais feitiço for carregado, mais poderoso será o resultado. Aperte círculo para conjurar o feitiço quando pronto. Receber dano durante a conjuração cancelará o feitiço. É claro, né?
Talia won't be happy if I disturb Joshua. While he rests, I might as well see what Otter has to say.
Bahamut incorporado. Olha, rapaz, dá um Kamehameha a habilidade maior aqui, ó. Cara, eu vou... E esse aqui faz o quê? Vamos ver aqui as habilidades. Isso não parece ser muito bom não, hein? Cara, o único que parece ser bom é esse... Giga-flama aqui, ó. Agora o Giga-flama aqui eu queria ter, hein? Se bem que eu posso incorporar o Bahamut e equipar os outros também, né? Fazer um teste. Colocar no lugar do Garuda. Aprender essas habilidades aqui. Dá pra eu aprender isso aqui já? Deixa eu ver. Ah, rapaz. Vamos testar isso aqui, né?
see the pair that got pulled into time?
Clive. Go on then. It'd better all be here. Is that all?
Consegue fazer pra mim?
So, what'll it be?
A dor luzente. Cara, ainda mais poderosa que a minha Excalibur.
Should last you a good while.
Fazer esse aqui.
Anything else?
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Temos mais caçadas.
Back again? How may I help you today? I have the details here. Here you are. The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
Temos recompensas novas?
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Your benefactors are a generous lot.
905. 900.
Come again. I may have more for you.
No meu quadro de caçadas. Gerou mais 3 caçadas. Uma de ranking B, o Deus de Paus. Iniciantes nos campos de Corava comentam sobre um bandido poderoso de 20 palmos de altura que ataca viajantes. O irmão Mageth, nível A. Temos um nível S aqui, o Ruína Despertada. Dragão atroz que incendiou metade do reino com seu sopro tórrido. Temos caçadas para fazer. Mas... Fala comigo, Otto.
Otto, how fares the realm?
The realm? Oh, she's just fine. As long as you look past the fat storms out mother crystals and her skies are a roiling cesspit.
And Gav?
He's with your uncle in the Free Cities, helping Mid with her project. Sent an owl their way the moment the winds turned foul. Still waiting on a reply, though.
Do you have any good news?
Well, that depends on your definition of good.
All right, fine. What do you suggest we do?
Oh, no, I'm just the messenger. I leave the scheming to those more suited to the task. Could be that Lady Vivian and Old Tomes have their own thoughts on the current state of things. Could be that they don't. It certainly can't hurt to ask.
I suppose not.
Tem que falar com todo mundo.
How is it that every one of your little excursions presages some inexplicable catastrophe? Not that you are to blame for the Dominion's fate. No one could have predicted the actions of the Crown Prince.
I'm sorry I couldn't save your home.
My countrymen are stronger than you think. A few toppled clock towers won't break their spirits. They'll be back on their feet in no time.
I hope so.
Look at us. Bluer than a pair of bog crabs. Tempting though it may be, sulking will not help us find a solution to this mess.
You believe there's one to be found?
I don't know. But I am certain we're more likely to find it if we first examine the facts. Beneath these darkened skies, fear and confusion reign over Valisthea. Oh, the lands around the fallen Mother Crystals had already begun to wilt for want of ether. But not like this. Crystals that filled wells and fueled furnaces. Now nothing but pretty shards of rock. And those that hang from the people's necks cast nary a glimmer of light to keep the dark at bay. It is only a matter of time before the common folk convince themselves that the end of days is upon us. Yet I fear a swift end is more than we can hope for. While most of the world thirsts for ether, the remainder drowns in it, spawning Akashic in droves. And amidst the hordes of mindless beasts, with magics as like to fail as function, even the strongest nation would falter. Rosaria and the Iron Kingdom teeter on the brink of collapse, while the tragedy in Twinside has all but paralyzed the Holy Empire. Dhalmekia fares little better. Rumor has it the ministers fled the capital after the fall of Drake's Fang, leaving their beloved republic to crumble. Waloed, meanwhile, moves in earnest. The Einherjar has been sighted off-storm. The world, in short, is in chaos. It would seem our civilization was nothing but a castle of sand, to be washed away at the whim of the waves.
A castle of sand.
Not my best flourish, but it seemed fitting. The reports I've received are considerably more blunt in their appraisal. Without the protection of their nations, it will fall to the people to defend themselves against those who would take what is theirs.
Which is only ever going to end one way.
Defending a farmhouse against a band of chocobo thieves is one thing, but pitchforks and palisades will do little to stall an army's advance. Should the King of Waloed deign to invade, there would be none to stop him.
None but us.
Agora o Apócritas.
Is a storm coming soon?
Let me guess. You're here about the skies.
Is there anything you don't know, Lawsman?
It doesn't take a court astrologer to augur the obvious. As for what has disturbed the heavens, that, I believe, is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I. And on the 6th day, did the gods tear the sun from the firmament, visiting darkness upon their prideful sons and daughters. But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only too well.
You think they're connected? That Ultima was one of the gods responsible?
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, I may have been able to tell you more, but alas, I fear all remaining copies have been lost to time. You will forgive me, I hope?
Certainly not. Because there is nothing to forgive. Even without this journal, you've provided us ample wisdom. And we will always be grateful for it. Perhaps Otto will be more inclined to share his thoughts when he hears what the others had to say.
Me deu informação inútil.
I was wondering when next you'd visit. I have a few new notes that might interest you. There is a rather fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you. If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it. The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
Temos um troféuzinho quanto à história ali. Vamos lá falar com o Otto Otávios.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw it.
Clive, we have a problem.
Only one.
Got a problem.
That would be a first.
It would. Actually, there are three. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves. Martha's got a cashier at her gates, and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside of Northreach has put the wind up Isabel and her lot.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains...
It fucking pours. The curse breakers are spread thin, taking stock of the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, I doubt they'd get here in time to make any real difference. Which means... there's only two people who can.
Jill and I.
Let them know we're on our way.
Vamos ter que ajudar agora os cidadãos. Já vi que liberou aqui missões secundárias também.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Quick look.
Na verdade, são tudo missões principais.
Think you can help?
Bom, há relatos, né, de um monstro aqui nos campos de Torava.
Sid, your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried?
You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalimil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although, you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago.
Any idea where they went?
The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
What did you say to me? What did you say?
Ah, as if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalimil's little problem. And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. Now, I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
Sítio a ferroada fatal. O que tá pegando aqui?
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood, it's the only way. We hire
Mas com esse lacinho
mercenaries
no
and have
peito
them
aí,
mount
você
the
não intimida
bandits'
ninguém
heads on
não,
our
viu?
walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandit's ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Victor. What's he doing here?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings you here?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalimil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as these are cursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalimil's problems.
I hope so. For all our sakes.
So, you see my predicament?
What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight.
My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods,
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
What would Sid the Outlaw suggest?
Well, if it were my namesake, he'd let them choose for themselves and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. But perhaps that realization would be enough to make them question the ingredients. While it's plain neither Conrad nor it may still be possible to make them doubt their own. Before presenting them with a third option.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other?
When all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits.
It appears we have a plan of action. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
As you wish.
Your faces are not well known in this town. That may prove useful. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most play along.
What he means to say is yes.
Bom, pessoal, tá dando aí quase 2 horas aí de live. Eu vou encerrar a nossa live aqui por hoje. Muitíssimo obrigado a todos aí que acompanharam. Valeu pelos likes, valeu pelos compartilhamentos. Amanhã, a partir das 9 horas, a gente continua a jogar aqui o Final Fantasy XVI. Valeu, gente. Fique com Deus. Vou nessa, que é bom a beça. Fui!